What's up guys, and welcome back to another Arclight Rumble video, where today we're going to be looking at the combat system within Arclight Rumble. So, like many mobile games, Arclight Rumble has a combat system based on really three simple rules. Now, these aren't cut and dry rules, so you do need to take them with a bit of pinch of salt. But if we just look at the different types of characters or champions that there are in the game, then we'll be able to have a look closer at how they interact with each other. So there's three different types of troops in the game outside of leader troops, and that kind of is determined by the actual type of attack that they use. So we've got melee troops, ranged troops, and flying troops. The melee troops obviously specialize in getting up close and personal with their attackers. They use hand-to-hand combat and things like that to be able to do their damage in the game, whereas ranged obviously stand back behind your tanks and your melee troops to be able to get their damage out. And then as well as that, you've also got flying troops. Flying troops obviously are up in the air. So the way that it works in Arclight Rumble is, rather than having affinities and different types of magic or things like that which may have weaknesses, in Arclight Rumble, you have a basic grid, which I'll bring up on the screen somewhere here, where melee are strong against ranged, ranged are strong against flying, and flying are strong against melee. Now, this isn't always as cut and dry as it may seem, because it is only a general rule, so this equation isn't the guaranteed answer for victory when you do go against these type of troops, because a lot of the time, ranged attackers will have ways to keep melee away from them. At the same time, melee will have ways to attack flying units as well, so it's not always the simple answer of, oh, okay, I've got a melee, I'm going to put it against a ranged troop and hope that it wins. So you do need to take that into account when you're planning to place your troops on the field. But as a general rule, this is where the strengths and weaknesses are between the different units in Arclight Rumble. So if you want to make the most of the units that you're playing on the field in Arclight Rumble, what you need to do is pay close attention to the units that the other team are using. Check whether they're melee characters coming at you, flying or ranged, and then place units that are in your hand that can counter those different units. If you want to maximize your chance of winning battle in Arclight Rumble, you need to make sure that your troops in your hand counter the opponent. So from a defensive standpoint as well, what you need to bear in mind is, obviously, if you've got melee coming close to your range, then you may want to place a tank between them, or place a flying troop down to make sure that you keep them at bay while your ranged can do that damage. This is going to come massively into play when we get to the PvP strategy in the game. But as well as that, during the PvE combat, they're based around you being able to adapt to what's going on in the battlefield. So one thing that you can do is have a look to see what's attacking you beforehand, and then build a team that's going to help you get through each area of the game. As we progress through the game and further into the beta, I'm going to be able to create guides on the different areas, especially from the PvE perspective, and then we'll create PvP content as we start to develop a meta later on into the beta, as people start to learn what counters what in things like that in a PvP scenario. So guys, if you do enjoy the content that I put out on this channel, please do like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will see you in another video very, very soon.